Okay, welcome back to Heroic Academy, where you learn all kinds of ICT courses. Okay, all kinds of ICT courses you need. This is where you're going to get it. All right. All right. If you want to reach us, you want to reach our academy, just visit heroicuniversal.com/academy. That is where you're going to see all our courses. All right. Then, if you want to reach me personally, then you can get me on WhatsApp via this number below. Okay. Then you can also call me on emergency. Okay. That's by the way. Now, in this tutorial, I'm going to introduce you to React Native. React Native. Okay. React Native. React Native is an amazing topic, an amazing course, and I want you to pay attention because you're going to learn a lot about mobile apps development. Okay, React Native is an open source UI software framework created by Meta Platforms Incorporated. It is used to develop applications for Android TV, iOS, Mac operating system, TV, OS, web, Windows, and universal window platforms, as in UWP, by enabling developers to use React framework along with native platform capabilities. Let me explain this quickly. React Native is a JavaScript UI software framework. Okay, it's an open source. They've created by Facebook. Okay, Facebook is now called Meta. Okay, it is used to develop applications, mobile applications, Android, iOS. It's a cross-platform software, a cross-platform framework. Okay, you can use it to develop both Android apps, iOS apps, and even other apps. Okay, and these Android apps and iOS apps that we are going to develop are going to have native platform capability, which means that they are going to look exactly or almost exactly like the native application. So it will not be like a mobile application developed maybe it won't look like a website, normal website developed, that you convert to mobile app. No, it is a complete native mobile applications. Okay, so use it to develop. And one good advantage of React Native and other cross-platform framework is that you can use them to develop both Android and iOS apps with a single code base. Okay, single code base. What do I mean? Normally before the invention of React Native, you are required to, whenever if you want to develop iPhone app, that's iOS apps, you are required to use Objective C, or what do you call the other one? Objective C is the I've forgotten what you call. Let me remember that. Okay, yeah. Before now, if you want to develop, before the invention of React Native, if you want to develop iOS apps, you have to use either you use Objective C or you use Swift. So these are languages you can use to develop iOS apps before now. Okay, you can still use them to develop them now, or if you want to. Then, if you want to develop Android apps, you use either Java or Kotlin. Okay, but now that React Native is introduced, you can use one language, which is, this React Native is a JavaScript. It is actually a JavaScript framework, you understand? So it's like you are using JavaScript to develop both iOS apps and Android apps, just with a single code base. So you don't have to use a different programming language for this and a different programming language for this. And if you're using a single code base for two platforms, it saves a lot of time and money. Okay, because let's say if you want to build without React Native or other cross platforms languages, if you want to develop iOS apps and Android apps, it means that you have to employ two different developers for Android and developers for iOS. So you see, it will cost you more money, and even in the maintenance aspect as well. So it will keep costing you much more money to maintain the apps. Hope you understand that. So with React Native, you are going to be paying just a one developer. Okay, and again, if you yourself learning this, it's also a huge advantage for you, because you are going to just learn one platform, and you can use it to develop both Android and iOS. So if you have a client who needs both Android and iOS apps, then it will be easier for you to do that for the person, and you make more money doing that. All right, so that's it. And that is why we chose to teach you React Native for mobile apps development here. Okay, like I said, that you can use it to develop both Android, iOS, and other platforms, even a Windows Phone and all. Okay, so it's a cross-platform library framework for JavaScript framework. Okay, so that said, for you to commence the development of mobile apps, or either using React Native, okay, for you to commence the development, you will need a text editor. Okay, a text editor. Normally once you are programming, you need a text editor for your programming, so you have to choose the text editor you want to use. Okay, but in this tutorial, we're going to use VS Code, Visual Studio Code. All right, that's what we're going to use to get started. That means you have to download and install Visual Studio Code to follow along with us. Maybe in the next tutorial, I will show you, in case if you don't know anything about Visual Studio Code, I will show you how to download it. I'll give you an idea of how to download it, then you install it and get ready to follow us as we learn together. Thank you so much.